أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. وأشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا وإمامنا وقدوتنا وأسوتنا محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله. أدى الأمانة وبلغ الرسالة ونصح الأمة وكشف الغمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين. فاللهم اجزه عنا خير ما جزيت نبيا عن أمته ورسولا عن دعوته. وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك عليه في الأولين والآخرين وعلى كل من تبعه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء. واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. أما بعد إخوة الإسلام، موضوعنا اليوم إن شاء الله تعالى هو سؤال يجب على كل واحد منا أن يطرحه على نفسه: ما هو حالك مع الصلاة؟ Brothers and sisters in Islam, the topic of today is just a question that we have to ask ourselves. How are you doing with salat? And it's not the question, do you pray or not? No. How are you praying? والصلاة كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم: أول ما يحاسب عليه العبد يوم القيامة الصلاة. The day of judgment, the first thing that Allah will ask you about is salat. فإذا صلحت صلح عمله. If your salat is good, your deeds will be good. Accepted. If your salat is accepted. And وإذا فسدت فسد عمله. Someone does a lot of good deeds. He helps the poor. He does so many things. But when it comes to salat, he maybe don't or does not pray, or he prays just to get over with. And that's not what salat is meant to be. Salat is the second pillar of Islam after Shahada. But the Muslims, or a lot of Muslims, do not value Salat the way it's supposed to be valued. They postpone Salat, they pray fast, they don't really value Salat. All of us, we have to rethink the way we pray. وكان أحد التابعين عصام بن يوسف البلخي سأل حاتم بن الأصم، وحاتم بن الأصم كان في القرن الثالث الهجري، ويقال له لقمان هذه الأمة. So Isam will ask Hatim about Salat, and Hatim was known to be, they named him Luqman of the Ummah of that time in the 3rd century of Hijrah. And he asked him, how do you pray? كيف تصلي? This is our khutbah today. What Hatim is going to say is our khutbah, if we can all practice it. كيف تصلي يا حاتم؟ قال أول ما يقوم أو ما قاله حاتم قال أقوم بالأمر. How do you pray, Hatim? First thing he said, I stand up responding to the order of Allah. And a lot of us don't. When they hear adhan, they're busy watching something and they say, Isha is in an hour, let me finish the first quarter of the game or the movie or something, I still have time. It's wrong, makruh. It's not really recommended. Hatim said, I stand up responding, وَأَقُومُ بِالْأَمْرِ. I hear adhan, if I'm not busy with something really that I can't, like the mother feeding her baby, or you completing something important in your job or in your work that cannot stop, you're excused. But you still have to excuse yourself and pray later on when you get the chance, when you get the break. And at home there is no excuse if you're just laying and watching TV. أقوم بالأمر. I get up responding to the order of who? Of Allah. And if the boss you're working for said, it's time to pray, close the register and go pray. Close the computer and go pray. You will go pray because it's the boss. But this boss is different. He is Allah, who is everybody's boss. Allah Azza wa Jalla. So number one, أقوم بالأمر. I respond to the order of Allah. لبيك اللهم لبيك. When you hear adhan, you say, لبيك اللهم لبيك. Salat. My God, it's the best time. If my work is stressing me out and I hear adhan, right away I should really get relieved and run to my wudu. You put wudu on you and you feel relieved if there is intention. ثم قال وأمشي بالخشية. Number two, I walk with fear. Because I'm going to stand between the hands of Allah. I'm very humble. I fear Allah. It's a good fear. فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. When everything you fear, you run away from it. But when you fear Allah, you run to Allah. Look how beautiful it is. When you're scared from Allah, you go to Allah. If you're scared from someone, you get away from him and you run. وَأَمْشِي بِالْخَشْيَةِ. I walk fearing Allah. After I say, لَبَّيْكَ اللَّهُمَّ لَبَّيْكَ, it's time to pray, I walk fearing Allah. وَأَدْخُلُ بِالنِّيَّةِ. And I get into Salat. I get into Salat with intention. Not to please a member of my family or to please my brothers who see me praying. No. An-niyyah, my intention is to please Allah. وَأَدْخُلُ بِالنِّيَّةِ. Three things before you start Salat. But a lot of us, we make wudu fast and we run and we say Allahu Akbar, we start to read it, and then we're done. We don't say, think about responding to the order of Allah. It is an order. It's not just a prayer, a practice. No. It is a practice, but it is an order from Allah. And then you fear Allah, and then you get your intention. وَأَدْخُلُ بِالنِّيَّةِ. All of us should practice this today. وَأُكَبِّرُ, number 4, رابعا. وَأُكَبِّرُ بِالتَّعْظِيمِ. When I say Allahu Akbar, I do it glorifying Allah. And I think Allahu Akbar, we talked about it, means that Allah is bigger. It's not just Allahu Akbar and I start praying. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Before I read, I say, not me, what we should do. Before we read Allahu Akbar, يجب على كل مسلم أن يتفكر ويؤمن ويعتقد بجنانه وجوارحه أن الله عز وجل أكبر من كل شيء يزيحك عن الصلاة أو يشغلك عن الصلاة. وأكبر بالتعظيم, I say Allahu Akbar with glory to Allah. Saying Allahu Akbar, what does that mean? Allah is bigger than anything that, take you away from your concentration. If you're watching something and you say, okay, I'm going to go pray and go back to continue that show or that game, don't do it. Cut yourself off from that and say Allahu Akbar. Allah is bigger than that movie. Allah is bigger than that TV. Allah is bigger than that house. Allah is bigger than anything. Allah is bigger than those that you watch in that show. Allah is important. وأكبر بالتعظيم. خامسا وأقرأ بالترتيب. I read Quran with tartib. Even though it's hard for some of us to read, they really have to read with tartib. ورتل القرآن ترتيلا لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به. And we see in some masajid, they want to finish the whole Quran in Ramadan and they read it so fast. Really fast. So the one who's praying with them cannot concentrate because they want to finish the Quran. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ما ختم القرآن في رمضان في الصلاة. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not pray with the whole Quran during Ramadan with Sahaba. فالعبرة بالتفكر. Allah says ورتل القرآن ترتيلا لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به. Don't go fast with Quran. Doesn't matter if you finish Quran or not. What matters is those who pray with you, they have to hear the verses and leave the meaning. That's a mistake that a lot of masajid do. So if you're at your house and you say Allahu Akbar, don't rush in your Fatiha. Read each verse. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Think about it. Tahmadullah. And then with each verse. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. The merciful. Maliki Yawmiddin. Live with it. Then you would apply وَرَتِّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا. وأقرأ بالترتيب. That's number 5. وأركع بالخشوع. When I make ruku', I do it with khushu', concentration. Not ruku' and say Subhana Rabbiya al-Azim once and stand up. No, that's not khushu'. Khushu' is when you make ruku', your back has to be like this, straight, flat, and you feel relaxed. Not you feel like you have to go back right away. You put your hands straight your back and you concentrate and you say Subhana Rabbiya al-Azim 3 times. And then you say Subuh al-Quddus if you have time. But at least 3 times instead of Subhana Rabbiya al-Azim when you go back up. It's not khushu'. كان عبد الله بن الزبير إذا ركع أطال الركوع من خشوعه في الحرم فيظن بعض مما يعني some birds الطائر يظن أن هذا جذع شجرة أو سور من مكة فينزل عليه. So when he used to make ruku', he make it long to the point that the birds think that's like a tree or something, and they land on him. That's how. And when he goes to his house and he starts praying, he does not really, no one bothers him, even though his family talks, he's cut off. He's with Allah. وأركع بالخشوع وأسجد بالخضوع. When I make sujood, I do it with khudu', with submission. You have to tell yourself, or we have to tell ourselves, that sujood means you are submitting to Allah Azza wa Jalla. We don't bow to, but we bow to Allah. We are doing sujood to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Submission, total submission. You show and you think and you live with it. You put your most favorite spot in your body, which is the face, that people spend millions to fix. You use that, put it on the floor to Allah Azza wa Jal to show that you are submitting totally to Allah and you are the servant of Allah Azza wa Jal, servant to Allah. وَأَسْجُدُ بِالْخُضُوعِ. Submit to Allah. When you make sujood, forget about everybody and think that you are between the hands of Allah or in your face. That's the highest level of respect, the highest level of concentration. The closest spot of salat to Allah is that. وَأَجْلِسُ, after sujood, he said, وَأَجْلِسُ بِالْأَدَبِ. When you come up from sujood, adab, what does that mean? Manners. Have a good manner with Allah. When you're making a tashahhud, you're sitting, you're not touching your watch, touching your ear, touching so many things. Of course, we can itch sometimes, but I'm just saying, if you're worried about your wallet or your phone, or no, تجلس بالأدب. Just like when you go in front of the judge, he said, al-adab. If you do any gesture, you could be in trouble. So al-adab with Allah Azza wa Jalla. You're sitting in front of Allah, tashahhud. So you have to have that manner. Sitting respectfully. وَأُسَلِّمُ بِالتَّبَتُّلِ أو بِالْإِخْلَاصِ. When I say Assalamu alaikum, I shouldn't think, oh man, Imam, finish, hurry up. Man, I say Assalamu alaikum, I'm done. No, before you say I'm done, you're not done. We're not done when you say Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, he said it with ikhlas, meaning when I say Assalamu alaikum, oh Allah, all what I did was for you, sincerely, and I am sincere in what I did. Ikhlas, very, very clear and simple. Sincerity is very important in salat. If it's not sincere, it will not be accepted. And then after all this, look how much he did. Responding to the order, doing so many things, and at the end, he said something amazing. And I'll tell you about it after the little break. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وأصلي وأسلم على نبي الهدى محمد بن عبد الله وعلى كل من تبعه وولاه. كيف تصلي يا أبا الحاتم أو يا حاتم? How do you pray? And he said again, أقوم بالأمر. I respond to the order of Allah. That's how I start my salat. That's how I get into salat. أقوم بالأمر. I respond to the order of Allah. وأمشي بالخشية. I walk fearing Allah to salat. وأدخل بالنية. I get in to salat before I say Allahu Akbar. I get in with, maybe if you can write these down or remember them, wallahi, they are very important. وأدخل بالنية. I get in with intention that I'm doing this to Allah. وأكبر بالتعظيم. Allahu Akbar, with glory to Allah. Allah is bigger than anything that interrupt me or take my mind away from salat. وأقرأ بالترتيل. I read Quran slowly with tartil, respecting Quran, so I can live with the verses. وأركع بالخضوع. I make ruku' with khudu'. I submit to Allah. بالخشوع. Sorry. وأركع بالخشوع. Very concentrated when I give ruku'. وأسجد بالخضوع. I submit to Allah in sujood. وأجلس. I sit بالأدب. I sit with adab, with manners, good manners, respecting that I'm sitting between the hands of Allah. وأسلم بالإخلاص لله عز وجل. I say السلام عليكم. All what I did sincerely to Allah. ثم قال, then he said, وأرجع إلى نفسي بالخوف. And I return to my soul, I return to myself after he did all the good things in salat. Great salat. He said, وأرجع على نفسي بالخوف. I return to myself with fear. Fear for what? Not like us. After salat, I feared that my business was closed for an hour. Or my bank account, or I fear so many things after salat. Oh man, I missed the deal because of salat. No. He did not say that. He said, أرجع على نفسي بالخوف هل تقبل الله مني أم لا. Allahu Akbar. I return to myself fearing Allah. Did he accept this salat from me? He did not fear anything else. He did not fear that he's going to miss something because he came to the masjid to pray or to Jumu'ah. Those who don't come to Jumu'ah because of making a little bit of money, you're missing out big time. Hatim did not fear it with his daily salat. I did not fear. What he was fearful from or about is that Allah may not accept his salat. Then Isam told him, the man who asked him, he said, قال له عصام إذا كانت هذه صلاتك فما صليت في حياتي من قبل قط. If this is your salat, I have never prayed. Let's ask ourselves, do we do these? Starting with myself, I don't. I can't. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. We have to be honest. We don't do these. They go and they come. In Ramadan sometimes, or if you have an issue or a problem, yes, you do it. If sometimes you're happy, you pray fast. So we have to really rethink, renew salat with Allah Azza wa Jalla. So he said, if this is your salat, I have never prayed. So 20, 30, 40 years of prayer, let's ask ourselves, will Allah accept from us? Well, practice the 7 or the 8 or the 10 things that we did, that we talked about, and inshallah, Allah will accept it. And lastly, the message is for those who don't pray at all, and they say they are Muslims, and they go to cafes and they smoke and do whatever, and they don't pray. What should we tell them? May Allah guide you. You are missing out your time with Allah that you will really love to have after you're gone. You would say, I wish I could go back for 1 minute. Like what Allah says. When they are asked to make ruku' and they can't. فَلَا يَسْتَطِيعُونَ.
So let's not be among those. May Allah guide them. May Allah guide us and accept our salat. Let's practice what we talked about, inshallah, even one by one, not all at once. Even starting with the niyyah or with the response to Allah, just one by one, inshallah, Allah will accept with you. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. اللهم لا تدع لنا في هذا المقام ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا ميتا إلا رحمته. اللهم تقبل صلاتنا، اللهم تقبل صلاتنا وارزقنا الخشوع في الصلاة. عباد الله، إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد في الأولين والآخرين وعلى كل من تبعه بإحسان يوم الدين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين، الحمد لله.